What's up, everyone? Daddy Warbucks here, and today we are beginning a new adventure helmed by Swank. We're going to be playing the Light of, I don't remember how to say it. It's got lots of weird consonants where they shouldn't be. So I'm going to just punt it over to Swank so she can set us up.
Indeed. We're going to pronounce it differently every time, and it'll be fun. It'll be the thing that we do. Alrighty. So welcome, everybody, to session 1 of Light of Xaryxis, sure, the adventure in the Spelljammer book. And we're just going to go ahead and dive into it. So ours is a tale of heroes, of the saviors of the multiverse. This is a tale of sacrifice, obstacles, terror, and woe. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before any of them saved the universe, they were people. A traveling bard, a brilliant cook, a young Padawan, an eager gun hand, an excitable robot, and an almost supernaturally average man. Our tale begins just on the outskirts of the coastal town of Neverwinter. It's a beautiful city with trade routes all throughout the region. Its roads are well traveled by many. This morning, we find our focus drawn to the cook of our future heroes. With a small drake at his side, we meet Chef. Dark Mage, tell us about your character as you're walking along the path.
Well, Chef is walking down the road, dressed out in his armor of dragon scales and carrying a large, hefty box of a wooden box about almost 2 feet long. Seems pretty rough to be carrying such a box along with a backpack and everything else, but everything in it is just contents that he needs. Everything that he'll need to be able to cook and fix things and help preserve all the fine ingredients that he carries around. But along with him, walking along, is his companion, Jenny. A nice little red drake follows along. Always it helps ensure that I stay safe along the traveling of the road as I head towards Neverwinter to be able to get to learn new things, as I'm sure there are fine ingredients all being traveled through across the land here.
Incredible. And as you do so, you're walking along this path deep within the forest. And while you've seen people coming here and there, you're mostly by yourself at this point. And you're not far from Neverwinter. You've been walking all morning from your home, and you're maybe about half a mile out. And as you're walking, there's a sudden break in the tree line, and you can see up into the sky. And it's a beautiful, clear day. Go ahead and make me a perception check if you don't mind. A 20, phenomenal. As your eyes glance upward and Jenny is wandering along at your side, not a care in the world, you see a green streak of light. Streak's coming toward you. Streak's coming toward you very quickly. Streak looks like it's going to hit you. It looks like a ray of green light with a large rock of some kind on the end is coming straight for you. What do you do?
I'm going to quickly try and dodge, and as Jenny goes from in the opposite direction to dodge.
Amazing. You both do that. Go ahead and both of you make me dexterity saving throws. 11. We take those here. Oh, 7. Sure enough, though, you're able to more or less move out of the way, and you find yourself sort of prone on the ground. As you do so, there is a massive explosion. You are able to dodge out of the way, and it doesn't hurt you all too much. Jenny does take a little bit of fire damage, or she would if she wasn't immune to fire, as there is a massive explosion that crackles into the ground. When the dust settles, there's a dark hole there. It's about 5 feet from you. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to first check on Jenny to make sure she's doing well. but then go to check the hole to see what in the world could have just fallen out of the sky so rapidly like this.
Amazing. You're able to head over and you look inside. Do you have dark vision?
I do not.
You look inside this hole. Make me a perception check or investigation check with a disadvantage, please. Nine. You look into this hole. At the bottom of it, it's not very deep. It's maybe 15 feet deep, but you do see a sort of dim, pulsing light. It's almost golden. In fact, I'll go ahead and show you what you see. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to actually have Jenny try and get a closer look to see if she can see anything herself with her vision.
Amazing.
And then, while to be able to help best communicate with her, I am going to use like speak with animals.
Amazing. So Jenny heads over. She takes a look. And with her vision, she sort of cocks her head to the side and looks back at you. Looks down in the hole. She sort of goes into the hole. And she pulls something up with her. She pulls up a dead-looking orange-ish vine of some kind. Almost humanoid-like.
A vine, you say?
Not divine, a vine, like a plant.
Right. So a vine. So looking at, very interested in this vine. You know, I'm out here searching for fresh, new items, and to have such a plant fall out of the sky, which is strange by itself, I'm going to be really taking my time to look at it and investigate it to see what I can pull from it, because this might be a new ingredient for me.
Indeed. Go ahead and take a look. And as you get a little bit closer to it, the sort of dead-looking thing, its eyes suddenly, and the vines lash out from it. I'm going to need you to roll me initiative, sir. As this lovely thing appears right in front of your eyes.
That looks like it didn't go in. Let's try that again.
There you go. You got it. What was your first roll?
8.
8. Amazing. Let's do that. Oh, it doesn't matter. Alrighty. The blight. It's sort of out of this hole and on the surface, and it's going to go ahead and lash out at you, and it's going to lash out at Jenny. So first one to you. It's a 23 to hit.
Yep, hit.
Okay, for 8 radiant damage, and its vine lashes around you with its magnificent reach, and it's able to hold you close as it's pulled out. And the next one goes to Jenny. Natural 1, and these are all whispering. I don't love that. Will miss as Jenny is able to sort of like push around and get out of there without problem. And from there, it goes to you. What would you like to do?
I haven't been taken aback by this. I reach for my hand crossbow and immediately just pull it out and fire a shot at it.
Phenomenal. Go for it as an AC of 12. 19 will absolutely hit for 8 piercing and just sort of like back. And you sort of push into the vine of it itself, and it's able to, you sort of scare it a little bit, and it takes a huge chunk of its HP off. What else are you going to do?
And then following it up, because at this point it's kind of coming up, so I go to kick it with my foot as I only have one shot, so.
Yeah, that's fair. You're a bit too far away to be able to kick it, and it has like you grappled in place where you are. So you sort of reach your foot out, and it just like meshes with the vine, unfortunately. But so that's it for you. Jenny, however, could go if you would like her to. She is not grappled.
Yeah, I use my bonus action to tell Jenny to jump straight in there and go to attack mode.
Hell yeah.
So, 8.
8, unfortunate. The blight is able to sort of dodge past, and when it does, it sort of looks at Jenny and just goes, "Ah!" I can't.
And then that is all for my turn.
Amazing. For its turn, it sort of like pulls itself out of the hole right here next to Jenny. And it only has the 2 vines, and one of them is lashed onto you, so it only has the one left. And it's going to try to take the other one because it couldn't hit Jenny the first time. It's going to try to put it around you. It's going to be a 21 to hit for 8 radiant. So as you fully lashed, it just sort of like brings its face right up to yours. And it just like staring you in the face and like sort of opens its maw, its giant maw, like looks like it's going to bite into you. That's it for it. It's your turn.
All right, so then I have time to reload, so I immediately drop the hand crossbow to pull out the long sword
Hell yeah.
and go to start chopping at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go. 11 to hit will just miss.
And then second attack to try it again.
22 will absolutely hit. Are you one-handed or two-handed?
One-handed at the current moment.
Amazing. I think Jenny has a reaction too she might be able to help with. You want to use it?
Yep.
Do it.
She has the reaction to add 1d6 fire.
Amazing. Amazing. This thing is resistant to fire, but you wouldn't know it because it takes the little sort of sputter of fire that she sort of was eking out there. You're being a little bit scared. Does she do anything?
Yep. Then she goes in for her attack as well.
Amazing. 24 absolutely hits. Hell yeah, Jenny. For 5 fire. Again, it sort of pushes over it and some of it begins to burn off, but not as much as you would hope.
And then that's it.
Alrighty, amazing. It is now its turn. Sort of looking at you, and it's taking a little bit of time with you as it sort of like pulls its face up to yours and sort of unleashes its vines from you so you are no longer grappled, and instead turns to Jenny as it sees that you're weak. And it's going to make 2 attacks at Jenny. 13 to hit, I don't think hits. 8 to hit, doesn't hit. The vines just sort of like and angry as it goes back to you. But it looks bad.
All right, with that, let's see. I'm going to use my action to do my favorite foe.
Okay, amazing.
To apply that.
All right.
And then longsword attacks.
Let's go. Amazing. Tell me, so you are long swording and your favorite foeing. What does it look like as you eviscerate this like crystalline plant?
So with the longsword, it's just one single slash straight through the middle torso to be able to cut it straight into 2. And with Jenny just still trying to breathe fire over it, because it still thinks it's just a regular plant.
Amazing. As you do so, the sort of urgency of this moment fades, and you are back to being in this space, this crater next to you, and this dead creature lying alongside you.
Well, so the dead creature now laying alongside me, I am going to take the time to extract some of the vines to save and to really investigate later, because I don't know what this is or why it decided to just come down out of nowhere and attack. So I cut a piece off and I open up my chest that I was carrying and I put that piece inside of there.
All right. Sure enough. You're able to do so without problem. I won't make you roll a survival check. You're a trained chef. You got this, no problem. It's just a dead plant.
Yep.
All right. So you take a moment, collect all your things, pull yourself together, perhaps. Is there anything else you'd like to do before you continue onwards?
Just looking around the area, I mean, it looks like it's pretty scorched marks in the earth, and thinking to myself, I should probably get to Neverwinter probably a bit at a faster pace, because who knows how many more of these things could potentially fall out the sky.
Amazing. All right. As Chef and Jenny continue to Neverwinter, their path takes them along the docks. And while they continue along their journey, our gaze is going to shift away from them to the next member of our future heroes. There are two magnificent ships anchored next to each other in the Neverwinter port. One is still, the crew perhaps enjoying some breakfast inside, and perhaps we'll get to them later. The other is bustling, men hauling cargo around and seemingly preparing for a day of trade and work. Our eyes drift below deck into the captain's quarters. There we see a human man with a shock of red hair and fine clothes and a grim, annoyed expression on his face. He's hunched over the desk, hands folded, staring down a man, a supernaturally average-looking man. And he just says, "Tell me again. Tell me again. Start from the beginning. You said you were trying to find a cat."
Well, that's right. You see, I'm an handyman, and I do all kinds of odd jobs around the town, you see. And so sometimes people come to me, they need doors unlocking. Other times they just, they've lost a family pet and they need help finding it. So I was out looking for this cat, picked up its trail, lost it a few times, but I saw it come up through the deck on here. And so I followed it in. I asked if it was okay, and everybody just seemed to ignore me. So I just went in and did my thing. I thought, I'll be quick job. And anyway, I go to grab the cat. There's a box there. It falls on me. There's a big flash of light, some buzzing sounds and things like that.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah.
I don't know what this thing is. I don't know what it does, but
Okay, that's great. And the man sort of looks at you, and you can tell from his finery that he's perhaps not a good guy per se, and the crew around him very much of a scallywag variety. Also, the tech on this ship is very much not of this world. You get the sense that, and you would know from your own experiences, while this looks like a ship, it flies. And you have flown upon it that you were discovered aboard this ship. And they were none too thrilled that you had accidentally stepped into a very valuable piece of cargo that they were transporting for somebody. And this man, Travis, I'm gonna do this here, looks at you, just says, "Indeed, I Googled red hair bad guy, and this is what came up. It's either this or Seth Green." I don't know who he is. I'm assuming he's an anime person. I'm sure I'll find out later. He just sort of looks at you and says, "Okay, so the thing that you find yourself in grants a lot of abilities and a lot of powers. And don't take this the wrong way, but it's meant for like people who can do stuff and who are strong and dexterous and have constitution and are smart and are wise and are like charismatic. And don't get me wrong, I just feel like you don't really have any of that. Maybe you're in your lot in life, you just rolled poorly. But we really need to find a way to extract you from this. And yeah, I think that we're here in Neverwinter. We're going to find somebody who can help us out. Because I'm going to be honest with you, friend, Hanlon, if we can't find a way to extract you reasonably, we're going to find a way to extract you forcibly. And he pulls out a long curved knife. You hear what I'm saying?
Look, yeah, whatever you say, mate. Whatever you say. Look, I'll go with you. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find some sort of magic man around town, and we'll get this sorted out. All right, just put that away. It's pretty dangerous, and I don't want any trouble.
I'm gonna kill you. You're taking a huge payday from me, and I don't love it. You know what I mean? It's annoying. All right. And there's a knock on the door. One of his henchmen sort of pops their head in. Says, "Boss, mages on their way to the tavern. They'll meet you there." Travis nods. Well, hopefully
like a look of relief for a moment cross Hanlon's face. Sweat still sort of like pooling on his head, on his forehead, dripping down the side of his face.
Amazing. Yeah, you should be nervous. This could be either a really good day for you or a really bad day for you. But let's go ahead. Maybe we won't have to be too creative.
Yeah,
he sort of.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, as he's going, he like scoops down to pick up the cat.
Explain the cat to me. Like, what does the cat look like?
So the cat is going to be a, your typical like sort of smushed face, fluffy white cat. Although it's probably a little bit dirty from having spent a day around Neverwinter, especially around the dock area. It's not a particularly clean place, so there's probably a little bit of muck on it. And the cat in general likely has a bad attitude. It doesn't necessarily like to be picked up, but it also just doesn't want to fuss too much. It's in unfamiliar territory, and Hanlon's actually pretty good with animals. So he's able to calm it down a little bit, even though he himself is packing a little extra in his shorts right now.
All right. Sounds good. Travis goes ahead and leads you up to the top of the ship. When you arrive, you see that his crew looks a bit harried, as if they've just done something a bit strenuous, and they're also a little bloodied. They look like they have like vine lashes across their face, like little streaks. Travis looks a little confused and heads over to them, asks them what happened. And you go ahead and make me a perception check.
Sure thing.
With the 16, you're close enough to be able to hear them. They're talking to him a little bit about how this like weird plant creature just crawled up onto the ship and began lashing out at them all. It was just one, so they were able to take care of it pretty easily and just sort of like kicked it off the ship where it sunk into the river.
All right. If the captain's like sort of talking to some of his other people, I'll kind of lean over to one of the other people that are escorting. He's like, so where are you boys from then? You don't seem like you're from around here.
We're from the Rock of Brawl. Have you ever been there?
I can't say that I have. I've spent my whole life around Neverwinter, although I've got some family down in Greenest.
Oh, it's nice, It's a comet, which is pretty cool, I guess. But yeah. Are you
Can't
gonna
say
die
I know
today?
what that is, mate.
Oh, yeah.
I hope
Alright.
not.
Me too.
I'm hoping we can get all this sorted out, and we can all just be about our day.
Yeah, for sure.
And Travis walks back over and just sort of grumbles to himself, like, I hate Neverwinter. There's always some nonsense. And he beckons you to come on.
Yeah,
And with
I'll follow along.
Yeah. And with a few of you all in tow, Hanlon and Travis disembark from the ship and head down to the docks and into town. And rather than follow them, though, we're going to turn in a different direction. There's the sound of laughter on the large, equally impressive galleon next to Travis's ship. It sounds giddy, and we're drawn into the ship galley of the Moon Dancer, where quite a few folks are having breakfast. There's a purple ooze in captain's clothes. There's a and she has bright blue eyes and a lovable personality. She catches her breath and says, "So I said, that's not blood, that's paprika." And she bursts out laughing. And there's a Saran who's howling, and there's like a penguin appearing guy who just chuckles to himself, and a tiny chewinga that giggles. And there are also other people around the table as well. Joining the crew of the Moon Dancer this beautiful morning are another member of the crew and a passenger. Bear, can you please explain or describe your character?
Explain is a good way of putting it, yes. So what you see is essentially a sort of a mechanical body, kind of clothed in a grimy duster and a sort of a cowboy hat, but where there would be a head, there's essentially a fishbowl. And swimming in that fishbowl, filled with some strange liquid, is a goldfish, kind of swimming around. But whenever this creature speaks, it comes out of sort of a vox speaker to ensure that whatever the fish is saying is being heard. But it still sounds like it's being spoken as if underwater. So it can sometimes sound a little odd. But yeah, he has at least one gun at his hip. He has multiple possibly hidden up around his mechanical body, but he sort of is sitting and assuming that he had to laugh because the captain made a funny joke. Darby McGill is laughing as he would as a fish.
Thank you so much. And sitting next to him, we have a lovely Gith young woman. Charis, would you please describe your character to us?
Nergui is a terribly eager young woman, and though acting as a courier now, she does have aspirations to become a mediator at some time, or maybe even an arbitrator. Even though she's not very good at negotiating. Yeah, but hey, I can always learn, right? Yes. And I'm at the captain's table this morning. I'm so excited.
Amazing. And as you all go through, you do indeed see some familiar to you all faces, but also familiar to some other folks. You have Captain Nixie sitting there. You have Oratory, the spelljamming helm, the person who runs the ship and actually moves the ship from place to place. You see Kaput, who is the chief pew-pewer of the ship, who is a Sauron poisoner. And you also see Minima, who is a lovable, tiny chewinga. And Kaput and Minima are sort of like play fighting in the corner. Like Minima has a paintbrush and is sort of like flacking Kaput, and Kaput is like taking his like lizard folk type claws and like trying not to hurt Minima, but like looks like he's trying to hurt Minima. And eventually Kaput just sort of like takes his claws and he sort of wraps it around Minima's throat. It's just like, you will never defeat the Boonmaker. And Kaput jumps onto the table, and the tiny chewinga just takes out their paintbrush and just sort of stabs him, and goes like with like the force of 1,000 suns. And what are the two of you doing as these two have jumped onto the table and are play fighting?
I'm delicately clearing the very nice fixings away, so nothing gets hurt or damaged or mussed or yeah, that isn't safe, is it? Oh,
A paintbrush goes flying over your head.
okay.
And Kaput, sort of like trying to dodge the paintbrush, like flings himself into you, Darby, and sort of sends your water jostling about.
Oh, here, let me get that for you. Do you need a towel?
Does Darby need a towel?
Absolutely not.
Okay, you sure?
Um,
Or a spoon here, I can scoop it. Yeah.
And as they continue to fight, Nixie just hollers, "Not my toast, not my toast," and just like pulls it and like puts it into her body to save it from them. And the Dawar Oratory just says, now, Minima, just come here. And Minima, the little chewinga, comes over with their paintbrush, like ready and like holding it like a little tiny sword, like a bast. A paintbrush is no weapon for a warrior such as yourself. Your props must match your spirit, your destiny. Have this instead. And the penguin-looking oratory takes a paintbrush from the very tiny chewinga and gives him a laser gun instead. And Minima's eyes go really big and slowly turn to Kaput and just sort of like cocks the gun and goes, Minima. And like sort of points the gun at him, and Nixie just like slams her hands on the table and says, "Okay, okay, I think it's time. I'm gonna take that." And she takes the gun and sort of puts it in her pocket. I think it's time to go to a meeting. I'm gonna meet my contact at the tavern. I think we're done with this. Would anyone like to go with me?
Me. I believe it was discussed that I am very covert. I can
Once
do
in a
this.
while, let's go ahead and send over our water monster.
Yeah, you sure can.
Yankee Xenomancer.
What about you, Mirkwa? Do you want to go with me?
I'd be honored.
Oui.
Of course, Captain.
Okay, amazing. Let's go. Please. And she sort of turns back to the rest of them. Please don't play like this while I'm gone. Thank you so much. We'll be back soon. Okay, let's go. And she begins to fall out and head off the ship and assumes you two will follow.
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh yes, do I have everything? Well, I guess I do have everything. Yes.
Amazing. And as our paths continue to converge in the tavern, and we follow them there, we shift through a window into one of the rooms of the World Serpent Inn. Still sleeping after a late night of performance, we find a rousing man with a magnificent head of hair and beard to match. DWB, would you please describe your character?
It would be Darb the Bard. And Darb the Bard is a student in the School of Experience. We are simply wandering through life, finding what adventure may come our way, taking part in all of life's finery. And after a night spent at the tavern, regaling the patrons with tales of heroes old and new, I have retired to my room to nurse a hangover, and I'm sure it is quite late and not quite feeling ready yet. So the sun is peeking through the windows, and I've face down. I've got the pillow over my head, but it doesn't seem to help. So a little hair for the dog is in the order of the day, and we're going to head to the bar.
That's a good place to head. I strongly recommend it. And as you head down the stairs, sort of tripping a little bit, perhaps needing a little more hair of the dog than perhaps thought originally, you approach the bartender, and he gives you a nod and fixes you a nice morning request, some coffee, maybe a little, I don't know what the equivalent in Neverwinter of Irish coffee would be, but Icewind Ale coffee, for the stoutier folk.
Just hold the coffee. Give me the rub.
Doesn't say no problem. Just gives you a shot of vodka and a side thing of orange juice, just in case.
It's breakfast after all.
Indeed. And as you're sitting there and eating your breakfast, you hear a couple of folks talking. One of them they're sort of talking a little bit about what's been going on the past couple of days. Says, you see them stars last night? Sure did. Thought the heavens were gonna trample us. Bit of a wild sight. Never seen anything like it. Bet it's a sign of the end of days, that is. And one of the patrons who requested perhaps a tale or a song from you last night turns to you, Dardabarb, and asks you, what do you think, friend? You think the gods are trying to kill us all with these fallen stars?
No, I do not believe that the gods are so involved in the affairs of people such as ourselves. I think that they don't actively partake in our destiny anymore. The stars moving overhead, it's just the cosmos working through its own agenda, man. You can't possibly try to entertain what could truly be going on in the heavens above. What was the question?
Everyone's just sort of staring at you, and a couple people are nodding, yeah, man, totally. And then one of them sort of pipes up on, ain't nothing small, that's for sure, I'll tell you that. Had one of those things crash into the bakery last night. Big old hole in the roof. Glowing vines shut up out of it or something out of a fairy tale. Must be divine punishment for them bad pies and steep prices at the bakery. All right.
Wait.
They sort of just keep chatting.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
How much were those pies at the bakery?
Oh, they were like 2 gold. That's a lot.
Is it worth it?
Those are astronomical prices. You get it, because it's a stars joke. Anyway, and that's when Dardabarb sees a peculiar sight. Sees a long train of people entering the tavern. You see a man with a red drake who looks a bit cut up, followed quickly by a gruff red-haired man and a guy in a massive-looking suit. You see a purple ooze and a gith, and a goldfish. Though they arrive at the same time, each party disperses. The ooze, gith, and goldfish find an empty table and look like they're waiting for someone. The red-haired man and the guy in an exosuit heads over to a table with an ornately dressed elder mage. And the man with the drake heads up to talk to the bartender and walks up right next to you. Which brings you and Chef right next to each other. And Dardabarb, the man next to you, has clearly been in a recent scuffle. Looks like he has some vine marks on his skin. Kind of like that vine you just heard these folks talk about.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know where the baker is? I heard about these really wonderful pies. They're expensive, but they surely must be worth it. And I can't just get them off my mind.
Well, I don't know about the pies in this place, as I just got into town. However, I could, if I could interest you in a particular biscuit that I made myself, maybe you would like to try that.
Biscuit?
Yes. And with
You know
that,
what?
I reach into a
Just
pouch
woke
and I
up.
put a
I'm
biscuit on the
starving.
table.
I will happily accept this gracious gift of a biscuit that you have given to me. I am truly in your service, at least at the moment. And I break off a little bit and kind of daintily chew it.
What kind of biscuit is it?
Yeah, what kind of biscuit is it? I want to know.
Oh, it's a veggie biscuit. And as you eat it, you actually gain 3 temporary hit points.
Oh, I don't feel quite so upset in my abdominals anymore. Definitely an improvement, I'd say. It's quite a biscuit. Yeah. Do you have other strange and wonderful delicacies that I could sample?
I do have one. However, maybe you can give me some information before I just continue feeding you for free here.
Oh, uh, certainly. I am a wellspring of knowledge. I happen to be quite a learned adventurer, and it kind of gets really close. And he's giving you a half smile.
Feel the beard rub against your cheek.
What do you want to know?
But as you get a bit too close, you'll see Jenny kind of hop up on the bar real quick and puff a little tiny little fire near that beautiful beard of yours.
Oh, okay.
Like,
all right.
very protective. I tell Jenny, I'm like, calm down, Jenny. We're just chatting.
I don't think your dog likes me.
Yeah, she can be very particular around certain individuals. But I was heading into town here, and I was strangest thing just happened. The plant just shot out of the sky and crash landed into the ground, and then rose up and attacked me and Jenny here. I've never seen such a thing. Like, is this something that's happening a lot around here?
It's funny. I was just having breakfast with this fellow over here and mentioned about these plants or something. I don't know. He said pie, and I checked out. Maybe we can go and talk to them. And I point.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Could Hanlon potentially overhear this conversation as well? Him being in the tavern, he does have an okay passive perception.
I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I am going to give you a meanwhile, though.
Okay.
Hanlon, Travis, as he meets with the mage, he just says, wait here. And the mage and him go off and have a private conversation upstairs, perhaps to discuss the finer points of your potential demise or not. So you are indeed left alone in the tavern. So you are welcome to wander as you see fit. So if you overhear them with your passive, you can absolutely go for it. And I think you would.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, Hanlon will definitely head over to the bar and just ask for a cup, just like some morning coffee. He already has his flask, but he'd say it's rude to, bring your own drink into a serving establishment. So anyway, when he hears them talking about the vines, like, oh, fellas that I would just they mentioned something about like a thing with like vine whips thing, like lashing at them and stuff. Managed to take one out, and they didn't seem like they were from around here. Said something about being from a comet or summit, but yeah.
That was the thing. That's the exact thing that just rose up and started attack, and I had to put it down, obviously, not without taking a little bit of damage myself, but I hacked it straight into. But it doesn't seem fire does much to curb a plant of that nature.
Yeah, it can be the case with some plants, especially if they've got a lot of water in. They don't burn right well.
As you all are talking, Nixie is just sort of waiting, and you, Nergwe, and you, Darby, you would also be overhearing this, and you're welcome to head over and listen in or talk, or you can hang out with Nixie. Which would you prefer?
I'm looking around eagerly to see, if there's any sort of dissent or anything that looks like there's, a deal being struck
Gotcha.
that I could help with.
No deal yet, so you're still waiting, so you can hang out with her. Darby,
I'm
what are you
terribly eager.
Darby assured the captain that he would be very covert here this time.
Yes.
So going out and talking to other people is the only way to stay covert. Mingle with the crowd. Gotta make sure that you aren't the only. If you just stand here stoically, you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb somehow. So gotta mingle with the the common folk, to the people.
Totally. I have a question for you. Just for my own personal satisfaction. When you are leaning and your arms sort of crossed, so the suit probably arms crossed? What about his fins?
The fins?
Yeah. Do they also
his-
cross?
His fins are on his hips.
Fins
Yeah.
on so
Hips.
cool.
The
Amazing.
equivalent of fish hips.
All right. So if you would like to, you could head over and wander, and Nirgo, you could stay with Nixie. So as you head over, Darby, Nirgo, Nixie just sort of puts her hands on her chin and just looks at you, and she's like, "So have you ever done a heist before?"
A heist?
A heist, yeah.
A heist.
Like you steal stuff from a place you're not supposed to.
Well, yes, but I don't think I'm supposed to talk about it.
Oh, did I find backstory? Cool. Okay.
Oh.
Hey, you see those guys over there that are talking and looking kind of distracted? They're probably like caught up in a conversation or whatever.
The ones at the bar or the ones at that third table over?
The ones at the bar. There's that guy with the beard.
Uh-huh.
There's that other guy in a weird suit, and there's that guy with a really cute dragon who I want to become friends with.
Okay.
Go pick their pocket. See if you're good at it.
Okay. Sure. I can do that.
Yeah, you can. I believe in you. And she sort of like pushes you off.
So as I sort of gather myself and I sort of gather a bit of my mind to start, which is... So I'm going to walk over to the bar and sort of listen in on their conversation.
Okay.
And how attentive do I think the dragon is?
That's a good question. What's the passive perception of the Drake there?
I'm trying to see here.
I want to say it's 12, but I could be mistaken.
It doesn't list it in the attributes here.
So be wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom 14.
So it's gonna be 12, I think, on the passive perception.
Yeah.
Yep.
So kind of paying attention, kind of not. Seems perhaps a little distracted.
Especially about the bearded man who just got in Chef's face.
Indeed.
And the bearded man seems rather focused.
Indeed.
So I'm going to come up. So as I come up, I'm going to kind of take a glance at the bearded man to sort of see where his pouch might be.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Do I remember how to do this? I remember how to do this.
An 11. Darb the Bard, do you have your pouch on you at this early morning, or not really?
Yes. I wouldn't imagine I would have left them unattended in the inn. So
Amazing.
I have all my effects.
Excellent. You do indeed see all of his effects.
Okay.
And if you were to
Alright.
look back over at Nixie, she just sort of gives you a thumbs up, and a little pseudopod comes out of her back, and so you get a third thumbs up.
And So as I walk back by, sort of clocking it, I walk by around the sort of the other side of the sky with the dragon, and I let my mind, my I don't know how to display it over there. There, my telekinesis, also known as mage hand, as it comes over and it attempts to lift the pouch.
Amazing.
So I'm over here, both my hands over here, and my mind's over there.
Okay. The hand reaches out for the pouch. The hand is mere inches away, and you're like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be really impressive. It's going to be great. And suddenly, the earth shakes violently beneath your feet. Everyone go starboard.
Starboard's right. Starboard's right.
You hear a dull roar of a distant eruption. Many of the customers, including Nixie, hurry outside to see what's going on. And joining them, before them, you see a sinuous, crystalline vine, not unlike what you experienced earlier, Chef, erupting from the ground a few blocks away, tall enough to be seen above the rooftops. And screams of panic rise from the same direction. Captain Nixie looks out at the sight and pops back her head back in, and she looks at Darby and Nirgwe and says, I think it's time to return to the ship. And sort of looks out at the others that are near them, the trio there, and says, you're welcome to join us on the Moon Dancer. You would be wise to flee as well. Freaking Neverwinter. And she runs off towards the docks.
So did I get the pouch?
No.
In the confusion?
Yeah, what she said.
What are you all doing?
Running.
The captain said to go. The captain said to go, and I'll start. Whoever's near me, I'll start. Shepherding them. The captain said to go. We have to go.
Hanlon will take a look towards the stairs because he said that the mage and Travis went like upstairs. Like, so he'll take a look to see if they're around. If not, he'll be like, well, no sense staying around here. If I can avoid dying, I'm gonna. And I just start running after him.
Amazing. Right.
I guess I've still got the cat.
Excellent. The cat's gonna make it.
Oh, do you need help with that? Oh, it has claws. Oh.
All right.
Keep that thing away from me. Don't even think about it.
Tuna.
Swake made a fun noise. She thought of a new bit. All right. What are the other two of you doing?
Well, I heard an open invitation to join them on the spaceship. So that certainly seems something that could be interesting and entertaining. So I am going to very casually, very cool, very calm, walk and board the ship.
Okay, you're gonna head out. What about you, Chef? What are you and Jenny doing?
So I heard about the spaceship as well, and I thought to myself, I'm like, that's fantastic, because I'm trying to travel very far and wide to find ingredients. So I just look over at Jenny. I'm like, let's go, Jenny. And I put out my arm and for her to want it up to my shoulder, and I just start following the group.
Amazing. You head out. The ground churns again, and more eruptions burst through the streets all around you. From these sites sprout smaller crystalline vines that uproot themselves and begin lurching through the streets, driving panicked citizens before them, while an enormous vine in the distance stretches even taller. Do you all head directly for the docks? Do you all try to take a look at the crystalline vine? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to shepherd people toward. I'm not looking at it. I'm trying to get people to the ship.
Okay.
Darby is heading towards the ship that isn't the Moon Dancer, but is quickly ushered towards the actual destination that he should be heading towards.
Okay.
Hanlon's pretty quick, so he's actually running faster than he remembers being able to run. So he's got a little bit more time, so he might be able to take a bit of a glance at it as he's running. But in terms of mechanically, I guess he'll be using like cunning action to dash.
Excellent. And what you see before you in this handout, you see that these vines are massive. They mimic the style, the aesthetic of the blight that you fought earlier, Chef, and they are just sprouting up everywhere. And you see more of these creatures just like going into homes and ripping people out of them and just like devastating this city. And as
The
you
bloody hell is that?
and as you do pass by this vine, you are able to get a good look at it if you would like. If you would like to go ahead, anyone who's, as you're going by this vine, go ahead and make me a nature check.
Captain, permission to covertly help.
Yes, we're walking and going. We're walking and helping. We're doing all these things at the same time.
Or we take
So
the pot
while-
shots at the vine blights.
Amazing.
So this happens. Han looks at it, and it doesn't seem like anything that he would normally know. I would imagine. But there's something kind of happens with his suit, and there's like a brief surge, and all of a sudden, like he feels like information is being poured into his brain. As I use one of my uses of my psionic knack to get a D8 to my roll.
Hell
So an
yeah,
extra
that's,
4.
amazing. With a 14, absolutely. Chef, this kind of eludes you. You're expecting something more plant-based from this, especially based on what you fought earlier. But for you, Hanlon, you sort of get the sense that this is a type of living crystal. As it sprouts up from the ground, it continues to grow high, high above the rooftops.
Okay. Yeah,
go-
Hanlon's never even heard of those before, but suddenly he knows what one is, and it's a little disconcerting to him.
Your suit is just sort of telling you, inching you. It says, go closer, go closer.
Oh, excuse me, sir. You should be going this way. This way, please. Here.
Yeah,
and I'll start moving him.
The suit might be saying going closer. He's like, no bloody way. I'm not going near that thing. And he's just jogging off.
Amazing. All right, you continue on. So as you're heading down the streets, there is pandemonium everywhere. Some militia members have tried to sort of like corral some of the blights into a city center to give time for people to escape. And that's where you all find yourselves. You've come right to sort of the intersection of all of this. You see that you are just south here of the well, and you see that there are vines everywhere. And I need you all to please roll initiative.
Let's see. There's my token.
Boy,
That's right.
I thought I had it turned on.
I'm whispering rolls. That is not great.
It's not added.
Amazing.
Might need to.
Always whisper rolls, never whisper rolls. Get out of here. All right. Are we all in?
It's not added me. I had my token selected and everything, but I might need to
That's okay.
have
I
a
got
look at
you.
my extensions.
That's right. What was your roll?
13.1.
13.1. Thank you. All right. Phenomenal. And Darby, you sort of with your goldfish-like instincts are first on the scene, and you see this, and you see that there are a couple of blights going into people's homes and trying to lash themselves around citizens, and there's a militia corralling. What do you do?
Do I know the direction of where the docks are? Is it like
Yes,
which
it's
way
on the
is it?
other side, so you want to keep going straight.
Straight ahead? All right.
Which way straight?
Great
Straight.
question. This way. is-
Down or up? Ah, straight up. Okay.
You're coming
Thank
from
you.
the south. You're going north. Yes.
All right. Darby will take a kind of a step forward, and as he takes out a gun, it seems like just like a casual like musket sort of revolver kind of situation, but it begins to morph into something, a giant f-off cannon that kind of just becomes almost as big as his torso, and he just says, "Please stand back!" And it's going to basically shoot at the individual right in front of him as he blasts one of his cannonballs.
Excellent. DC 12 or AC 12. Oh yeah, that hits for sure.
Kabul me!
That starts us off right. Oh my goodness.
Phenomenal. You sort of blast into this thing. Oh, and it's bludgeoning damage. Amazing. It sort of like almost pushes back as it like catches it within its vines, and you hear through the bludgeoning like several of them cracking as this just massive like cannonball type thing just sort of like drops to the ground and like it lost its breath.
I thought that was gonna do it. Okay, it reloads and just shoots another one at it.
Okay. A 26 absolutely hits. Tell me how you decimate this blight.
Absolutely. He just reloads it again and just it sends him flying back about 5 feet. But the cannon just shoots towards and explodes the entirety of the lower half of it and just falls into a heaping pile of twigs.
Oh yeah. Amazing. Anything else for your turn, sir?
We got that glowing! And so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And is going to get there, essentially. Kind of just sprinting, got to get to the ship.
Amazing. Chef, your turn.
All right, so Jenny's still on my shoulder. We end up moving all the way up to here, and we got to clear a path here because it looks like all these things are in the way. Plus, they're harming the citizens, my future patrons, as they visit my store for my restaurant. So I'm immediately going to come slice at the one to the left here, while Jenny goes to attack the one on the right.
Amazing. All right, left to right. Looking for AC of 12. Oh, that hits for sure. Absolutely for 12. Hell yeah. Or that'll just miss as the sort of like the place where you struck. It still hasn't regrown itself yet. And you slash through again, so it doesn't quite connect. Hell yeah. And this is fire, yeah?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So the reaction for the fire. And then get Jenny to jump in there and try and bite at the one on the right.
Okay, amazing. Yes, you're nommed right into it. For 6 fire, amazing. Alrighty.
And then that's where we're at.
Amazing. And at the end of your turn, you see this new sort of gang of these guys like come in or come out from one of the houses. And they have blood all over their faces, and there's a bit of sinew and gore on their gigantically long, heat-pulling vines. And they walk over to you all and begin to lash out at you.
No.
So we're going to have all of them come forward as far as they can, which is just to their 10-foot walking speed. And all of these guys, well, this one's just going to come here. And all 3 of them are going to go for you, Darby. Okay? Alrighty. A 1, 22 to hit for 9. All right. So you are grappled. So that's the end of that one. The next one is going to go for you as well. 12 to hit will miss. 10 to hit will also miss. And the next one's going to go for you. 7 to hit will obviously miss. And 10 to hit will also miss. So you are grappled into place by one of them. And you'll take 1d6 cold damage at the start of each of your turns. Alrighty. And it is your turn, Hanlon.
Okay. So Hanlon can't really see what like, can he see where the ship is that he's supposed to go, or does he know where it is?
Yes, so you would know. You actually see Captain Nixie. She sort of like is over at the sort of north end of the map a little bit, and she's just like beckoning you all to come on. So you would know that it's quite close.
Okay. So I guess Hanlon's gonna try and move up. He's gonna try and sneak around. And as he's thinking that he needs to try and sneak by, his suit is going to like prompt in his mind, like evasive maneuvers activated, as he uses a bonus action to disengage.
Oh yeah.
As he moves sort of up to this one, his arm reflexively like just like he tries to like push himself away from that from this one to like, you know, not hit.
Yeah.
And as he does, there's just like a flash of light as a blade forms and tries to do something. So let's see how that goes.
Let's go. 22 will absolutely hit. Absolutely. For 18. Oh my god.
Yeah, it kind of stabs in, and then it just like vibrates and then shatters like a big chunk of its like crystalline matter, and then he continues like sort of moving away a little bit. Actually, wait, how far has he moved? Let me work that out. Sorry.
That's okay.
10.
So here to here.
So he'll get to 30 feet. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, that sounds good. Alrighty, anything else for you?
No, that'll be it for Hanlon.
Alrighty. Darb to Bard, you're seeing all this unfold in front of you. What you gonna say to it?
Well, it's very, very simple what we're going to do. Darb walks forward just 10 feet to kind of get a better vantage point looks around at all the chaos that is unfolding, and he raises his hand and gestures towards the chaos, and we're gonna say Harvey and Chef and Darby. As he raises his hand, he opens his mouth and he starts to intone like a humming, like a "Aw." And as he does, you can almost feel vibrations radiating through the air as whatever chord he has struck is somehow affecting a physical change. We're going to cast aid at the 3rd level on those 3 I had marked earlier, and and then
Nice.
Darb lowers his hand, and the resonation stops, and I'm gonna walk away, and we're gonna get further away from all the bad.
Amazing. No problem. Alrighty. Excellent. After you, the militiamen sort of come over to these blights and are just going to start to pull forward a little bit. And they're going to make some attacks of their own. We're going to go ahead and do one-handed attacks. 13 will hit for 2. 22 will hit for 6 as they go ahead and do their best to knock into these
Okay.
guys and try to help y'all a little bit. This is going to go for that one. We're going to do a 1 and a 2. Badoop, badoop. 21 will hit, 7 will miss for 5 piercing. Amazing. Alrighty. And that's going to be it for, oh no, these guys are going to come over. They're going to try to be helpful. And they're going to come over to these guys and also do the same thing there. A boop, 22 to hit for 2. We'll go ahead and get this one. But that's going to be it for our militia folks. Nirgui, it's your turn.
Okay.
This is your shot.
Can I see this one up here?
You absolutely can, but it is on a roof.
And how high up is the edge of this roof?
I'll say it's probably 20 feet.
That's a bit too high. All right. Well, so I don't see any others immediately around this guy. I yell, look out from the roof. And I will head up 5, 10, 25 up into here.
Okay.
And I am going to, oh, that one's dead. Okay.
But you got one right in front of you here. And got
Okay.
one side.
I am going to, pull out my sword, my haft, and light it up and slash at this thing in front of me.
Yeah. It's a bad lightsaber sound effect. We got to get better.
Legally distinct. Legally distinct.
Legally distinct. Bless you. All right. 15 to hit will absolutely hit. Are you doing this one-handed or two-handed, just for my
It
personal?
is one-handed.
Phenomenal. But you still nonetheless slash through this thing. No problem. Tell me how you do it.
Oh, okay. Well, so it just slashes and cleaves it down, and it
Nice.
falls into a bunch of pile of twigs.
Amazing. Just sort of dropping to
Oh,
the ground.
okay. So that was 25 feet.
Mhm.
All right. So then
Mhm.
I shall move over here. There's an indicator on this one. What
Yeah.
is?
It's just a grouping number, but it only has 2
Oh,
HP in the dream
Perfect,
left.
perfect.
It's
Okay.
nightmare.
And so I am then going to, as I come by, I'm swinging this around, and I actually hit this thing with my hand
Sure.
on this. Oh, that didn't do it. Getting used to D&D Beyond again. Okay, so that was 30 feet.
17 absolutely hits, no problem. And you also kill this one. How do you kill this one with your hands?
Okay, so this one just sort of smooshes in it and it goos down as I turn and continue by it
Okay.
to here. And then I am going to, because I used that, I'm going to then slash at this one here.
Amazing.
Okay, so that's total one. All right. I have to find my slash. There's my slash.
Absolutely. Sort of just cleaving.
And it's still one-handed.
Still one-handed. Amazing. This is radiant damage though. So doesn't take quite as much as you would hope, but it still gets a nice good chunk out of it. Anything else for you, Nirgua?
So I am, because I used an unarmed attack during my attack,
Mhm.
I am actually able to parry with my lightsaber. So my
Oh, yeah.
AC is up by 2.
Amazing. Alrighty. At the end of your turn, these astral blights that are in people's homes are actually going to start killing these people. This one up here is going to make its heat drain. 13 to hit. This commoner will lash its vine around this commoner's throat and yank it. And this, you can hear from even as far away from you are, this commoner's neck breaking. This one over here will pull its way forward into their home and is going to take its vine and lash out. This one wraps its vines around this body, and you see the heat draining and pulsing through its vine as this one is left withering on the ground. Next one still hits. Other vine goes through and goes into that commoner's mouth and just pushes itself down its esophagus and rips out its heart. Next one. Down here, this other one, you hear an absolute devastating scream as a vine goes through a commoner's chest, expands its hand out, and yanks it forward and off of the building. And then this one down here is going to jump off the roof here, take a little bit of damage as it rolls forward to you, Darbdabard. Makes one of its attacks at you. 24 to hit.
Yep, that's a hit.
For 6 radiant as it wraps itself around your arm, trying to pull you towards it. Alrighty. Next up, we have these astral blights up here, and they are going to go for you, Nirgway. So first one, we're going to go left, and then we're going to go up, down. 19 to hit.
Oh, that will hit even
For
through
9
my
radiant.
parry.
You are grappled. Second one is going to try to hit you as well. 24 to hit.
Yeah, so much for my
That's-
parrying.
That's 7 damage for you. Third one, natural 1. Can't quite make it over the other 2, but you are grappled from this. Darby.
We're gonna get out of here! And is gonna try and wrestle off the individual that currently has him grappled by killing it, hopefully, smacking at it a couple times. So as he takes his enormous kind of cannon arm that he has, he just kind of swings it like a club and just sort of smacks against the individual right next to him.
Hell yeah. That'll absolutely hit for 12 bludgeoning. You take a good chunk out of it, but some of its vines are still holding on to you.
Oh, I'm not done yet! And smack it again.
A 24 to hit for 7. Yeah, absolutely. You still feel a bit of vine grasping onto you with its dying breaths, but still
Wait,
there. Not dead
Hey,
yet.
we really gotta get going. I'm gonna action surge to just really smack at it.
Amazing. Yeah, how do you smack at it?
I just keep until it becomes mulch, essentially. Just kind of hammering it down until it finally stops grabbing him. He's just very much not enthused about being grappled or held, and is going to, with his final attack, going to level the cannon at the furthest one out over there, the most north one, and take a ranged attack at shooting another cannonball at it.
Do it. Amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Another cannonball blasts its head off, but its vines are still vining about, reaching for anything.
They really don't take a hint, do they? And that'll be the end of Darby's turn.
Amazing. Chef, these plants are not, they're not great.
Right, and we do need to get out of here. I heard, the walking soup head, just like mutter that out. So we're moving forward as I holler back at the bearded one in the back there to try and get out of here as quickly as possible. So sliding through and heading just in this direction over here, thinking I know the way that I'm going.
Okay, no problem. Are you going to do anything else?
Essentially taking the dodge action as I'm up here.
Dodge action heard. Alrighty. Hanlon.
So Hanlon obviously he sees like sort of commoners, they're being attacked, and I think one of them still has tentacles right around Negui. Is that right?
I think the
it's
one
the
that had her, she still has one set wrapped around her. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So I guess Hanlon's gonna move up. He's gonna try and help, like for what it's worth. I mean, if we're all attacking together, it's got to do something, right? So he's just gonna try and like smack at it, and just see if he can make the thing do the thing again. And he's just gonna give it a go.
Oh, that 8 is
So
gonna
with
miss.
that, I think actually, can I only do it with
Can
skill
you boop it?
checks? Let's see. Sorry, I just want to double check if I can do it with
The homing strikes is in 9th level.
Oh yeah, Cybolt's knack is only for ability checks. So yeah, no, that's it. But I do bonus action. He'll because he'll be swinging with both hands, so
Hell yeah.
he'll get his offhand as well.
All right, let's do it.
So we'll do that. And yes, that doesn't have it on there.
Yeah, that'll absolutely hit
Whoa.
for sure. That the one next to you, sort of cracking into it, no problem. You got an ally within 5 feet. You're good. Anything else for you?
Okay. That'll be it for Hanlon's turn, I guess.
Okay.
He can't really move away without provoking. He's just focusing on trying to help there.
Fair enough. Darb to Bard, you're grappled.
So I would like to use my action to try and escape the grapple.
Hell yeah. DC 13, athletics or acrobatics.
Oh,
Not quite.
oh no.
Unfortunate. All right.
Well,
Anything else?
then with my bonus action, you just see Darb, a bard, because there is an actual Darby. He you see he raises his hand and he like speaks into it, and then he touches like on his chest, and this shimmering barrier forms over his body as we're going to cast Shield of Faith because I
Hell
don't
yeah.
want to get beat up.
Fair enough. Good call. Alrighty. Is that it for you, sir?
Yep.
Amazing. The militia guys, they're going to go again. We're going to do clockwise, starting with our one at the top right here. And they're going to sort of all gang up on this guy over here to try to break all these freaking grapples. We're going to send you to the back. Alrighty. We're going to go line. 14 will hit for 3. 9 will miss. 23 will absolutely hit. Good job, fam. And that is enough to eviscerate this one here. So 1, 2, 3. Got one more at this bottom one. Natural 1 will miss. Unfortunate as they continue to gather. These two are going to come down here, sort of seeing you, Nirgua, and are going to try to be helpful. This one can't get any leverage in, but one more spear attack. 18 to hit for 7 piercing. This one's looking pretty rough, but they've done a little bit to help you. And we believe in you to take it the rest of the way. It's your turn.
All right, and so I shall slash down at it.
Yeah, absolutely. For 12 radiant, how do you eviscerate this one that's still grappling you?
Just a nice, delicate cut that frees me.
Okay.
And there aren't any more right around here, but he's grappled down there. It's like, oh, no, he's supposed to follow 5, 10, 20, 30. Oh, wait a minute. 10, 20. 30, I can't quite get there. Okay, 40 gets me to here and I see it.
Yep.
I am going to use my bonus action to step of the wind, and I am going to then slash at it again. Slash at this one.
Okay, absolutely. 16 to hit for sure. 11, that absolutely slashes into it, no problem. Anything else for your turn, but it's still up.
I have a little more movement. I'm going to step between it and Darb to Bard. Okay. And that's it.
I keep forgetting they're resistant. Amazing. It is these Astral Blight's turn, and they are going to go ahead and actually all of those are dead. It's this one down here's turn, and it's going to take its other vine, Nirgui, and it's going to go ahead and lash out at you. 25, and you are grappled with 14 damage. And
Gross.
the one that's over here is just going to start making
so
its
gross.
way over to you. Darby.
Darby, having the memory of a goldfish, realizes Darb to Bard is probably part of the crew. That's the only reason why anyone would be following us at this point. So is going to be like, no crew member left behind, and is going to just kind of rush down.
Okay.
Back to them to about there. I can't really see them, can I, from my vantage point from here?
I would say that you can see that both of them have things wrapped around them, but you would not be able to see the thing itself. So you know there's something's going on.
All right. I still am not going to be able to attack it, so I'm going to have to take a dash action to get about here.
Amazing.
And that'll be all I can do as I get ready to blast this thing into pieces. We
Amazing.
gotta get going now, Captain's orders!
All right. And as you do so, you see that more of these blights are starting to come forward, and they're just crawling around along the ground, inching their way with their 10-foot speed over to you all menacingly. You get the sense that more and more will come, and that this battle does not end. You simply leave it. Chef.
All right. Trying to find the quickest opening. I then just burst through the house itself.
Mhm.
So right about here, as I get to here, I
You
see.
you see this guy, and he is covered in ichor and blood, and there are bones on the ground, and there are dead people sitting in their bedroom like they were holding each other, and they were eviscerated.
Yeah, that's not going to work. So taking the dash to just continue forward with Jenny on my shoulder here.
Okay.
As we get through, and I look over and I see the one that we were supposed to be following.
Hi. You do get an op attack, though, as you go by. It's going to 16 to hit
For Jenny.
for Chef.
16 will miss.
Amazing. You're able to evade it, no problem. You just see Nixie. Hi, we have to go. We have to go.
Yeah. Which way?
This way. And she points this way.
Okay. And
Alrighty.
That's it.
All right, Hanlon, you're up.
So Hanlon's gonna see that people are going that way, but then other people have gone back. He's just gonna sort of turn to the people around him. He's like, "Look, there's a weird ship up that way. Just follow them. Follow them up there."
Okay, we
Get
can
you
do
out.
it.
Hanlon's gonna kind of rush back here a little bit. It's gonna take him to about there. Would he have line of sight on this thing from here?
No, not quite. You can see that there are vines surrounding them, just like Darby could, but you can't quite get advantage on them.
Okay. In that case, I can bonus action dash.
Amazing.
He'll rush around here, and once again, he's just going to try and shove it back. But as he does, the suit will activate.
Amazing. I know, it's just where it landed. 14 to hit, absolutely. And actually, that is exactly what you need in order to eviscerate this thing. How do you kill it, Hanlon?
So again, he just kind of shoves his hand forward, and then there's again a flash of light as his hand starts vibrating, and all the crystals of the vine just start vibrating. They start showing cracks as they like going all along the vines that are grappling everybody as well, and they just building up, and the thing just shatters into 1,000 pieces, turning into a fine dust on the floor.
Phenomenal. No one in your party is currently grappled. You all are able to make your way. Is there anything else you're able to do for your turn?
I probably have a little bit of movement left, so I'll cut to there, and that'll be it.
Oh yeah, Darb to Bard, you're free.
I am free, and seeing how it looks like this is gonna be an overwhelming fight. It doesn't look like we're going to have an opportunity, and we need to really run. Darb is going to raise his hand, and he points with his other towards the ship. He says, "Let's go! We have to get out of here!" And we're going to cast Fog Cloud to hopefully obscure our escape so that we can get out of here. And we're going to put this Fog Cloud, we're going to put it right there. So that, right there.
Absolutely. All right.
And then I'm going to run to the north.
Excellent. Just this massive cloud and these astral blights that are here, sort of just like, but not able to see you. All right. And you run yourself.
Yeah, the thing is over me and I can't grab it. Okay.
Oh, it's okay. I see you back.
All right, there we go. Run. And then I'm done.
Amazing. So I'm going to ask you all. So you are obscured. There are no astral blights that can get to you this round. Do you all leave and just book it?
Book it.
I book
Yep.
it facing backwards, and I'm fast enough that I can
Phenomenal.
sort of be the rear guard as I head up.
Amazing. As you all do so, go ahead and don't move yourselves. I'm going to gloop you all together here as we head to the next place. You all are able to do so, no problem. You are able, as you are moving through the streets, there are some things that are happening around you. Some of the buildings are crashing down on top of you as more crystalline vines pop up. I need all of you to make me a dexterity saving throw as you run by one of the buildings that just its foundation has completely crumbled. DC 12. Amazing. If you have failed the DC 12, you take 13 bludgeoning damage from the rubble that falls on top of you. It says it was supposed to be 4d10, and I'm like, that's way too much.
Yeah, it's gonna squish.
I'm gonna get 10 of that wind real quick, so I just take 12.
Amazing.
3.
All right. Okay, and you continue to run. And as you do so, there are some terrified citizens that are screaming. And you hear this one boy that just screams, to the docks, we can make it. And just a bunch of people running to the docks, trying to get anything. And as you are running through, you can start to see the spaceships, the galleons, the things that you all came in on. One of them has a crystalline vine shoot up through it and then down. And you hear the cracking of wood, and you hear that one of these ships has been completely torn asunder. You just don't know which one it is yet. As you continue to run, you see that there's a crowd beginning to gather. Not all of them are on this map, but they are all here. And you see, you all are down here coming up from the south. And you see that there are more and more of these crystalline vines that are popping up everywhere. But you also see this red-haired man, this violent criminal that you would know from all of this, Hanlon. And they are all sort of surrounding the Moon Dreamer. And you see Kaput and you see Oratory on the deck, and you see Minima sort of clasped in one of the crow's nests up there, and they're trying to shoo them and tell them to get away. We don't want you here. This is our ship. You can't have it. And you realize that Travis's ship has been torn asunder, and his crew is trying to take over yours. What do
That's
you
not
do?
very nice.
We must repel the boarders.
I think we can come to an amicable solution about this. There is no need for violence. We can talk this out. I'm sure there is a place for everyone. And I try and sort of move my way up in front of these people. No, really, you don't need to do anything like that. Violence is not necessary. We can work this out later.
Are you
right?
the ship's captain? Sort of pointing at you.
No.
Oh. I'd really like to speak to the ship's captain. You know what I mean? Who might that be?
Well, if someone is in charge here, I would imagine it would be me.
Well, that sounds about right.
But don't you think those are a much bigger, more pressing issue right now? Pointing over to those crystalline vines that look very large.
I do think they're an issue, and I think they're an issue I have to avoid. Do you know what I mean? I have all of this cargo here, and I need to clearly get off of this planet because this planet is not long for this world. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get all of my things onto it, and I want to get me onto it, and I want to leave.
I'm
so
out.
who can I talk to? Yes.
You said this planet is not long for this world. Can we review that for a moment?
Yeah, we can. I said it intentionally.
What do you mean? I like this planet. I live here.
Yes.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, I think it's about to be eviscerated from the inside out. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know about you all, but I'm looking at these vines and it looks like they go much deeper than the surface. And as you look over to the vines, if you were, any of you could make me an Arcana check to try to discern what it is that Travis has figured out.
Yes, I'm really good at those.
Oh my!
You are really good at this, no problem. And
I
as
am
your
one with
eyes
the
sort of
universe.
tilt that way, you sort of are understanding that the vines are pulsing. They're pulsing with an energy. You understand that the vine's roots extend deep into Toril and are feeding on the planet's thermal energy, much like the vines fed on everyone else's thermal energy. And there appears to be no way to stop this process.
So, are your belongings more valuable to you than your life?
Well, my life is very valuable, perhaps more valuable. I can get new things, but I really like these things. And I have buyers elsewhere. So, are you going to be amicable, or are we going to have to fight so that you
I'm
will?
try and shove him off the pier.
Amazing. Make me a contested. I don't remember the rules for shove.
My favorite negotiation tactic: just shove him out of the way.
Right?
It's like,
Uh,
okay, you're in the way. It won't
Uh,
harm you to go for a
Well,
spin.
before you roll his contested check, I'm just gonna say early, I'm gonna cut it. I'm a lore bard. I would like the cutting words. His
Hell
roll
yeah.
for the contest.
Hell Cut my words. What is it? A D6?
Yes.
Amazing.
I'm pretty sure you failed.
Cool. So it's an 11.
Gotta beat an
So,
11.
Nirgui, go ahead and athletics check me. Try to get me out of here. Oh, yeah, no problem.
Yep.
You shove him into the water. Amazing. Goes backward, massive splash. And the thugs are all just over here.
Now
And
let's start getting everybody in an orderly fashion, just right along here onto the ship. We want to avoid those plant things one at a time. Don't run, walk,
you hear
walk.
the sputtering from the depths of the pier as his thugs, which are all here, turn to you. And I need you all to
He's
roll initiative.
fine. He's fine. But he's fine. Trust me, he's fine. Where's my
Fine. He's
Oh.
fine. I'm just gonna roll these guys first. Ooh, spicy. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all of us.
none
Amazing.
come through?
Uh,
Mine didn't come through. Okay, why
Didn't
didn't
come
mine
through.
come through?
That's okay.
Darby looks at the person in charge right now and says, "Do we have enough room on the ship?" To Darb.
Darby would know very, very well that there is more than enough room on this ship. This ship can
I'm-
hold like 60 people.
Has it been longer than 10 minutes? Do I still have Shield of Faith?
You would definitely still have Shield of Faith. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All good. Alrighty. Boop. Okay. Chef, you see this all, and let me double check because I don't think I rolled him.
Oh no, I totally wouldn't. I fog cloud. Double concentration
fog cloud.
spells.
No. Alrighty, Chef, you're up first. What do you do?
All right. So, seeing what had just transpired, rushing straight up to here, and immediately going into attack mode because this is what we're doing. Guy going over the thing, everybody looks mad and angry. Fine. Attacking this one with my long sword, while Jenny's going to go for the one below there.
Okay, no problem. Got an AC of 11, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Oh, that'll absolutely hit for sure. Amazing for 9 damage, and yeah, that'll hit for sure too.
Yep.
Phenomenal. All right, and Jenny, what you want to know?
That
Confused?
second one, infuse strikes for
Oh,
another
yeah.
3.
No problem. Okay.
And then Jenny bites down.
Oh no! It sort of just she grabs onto his arm, and he just sort of like pushes her off.
Yep. And that's where we're at.
Amazing. And it is the first set of thugs' turns over here, and you just went for them, so they're going to go for you. We're going to go ahead and open their character sheets.
No.
Amazing. They do multi-attacks. So we're going to have 4 attacks come at you, Chef, and then we're going to have 2 come at Jenny. So they have a mace. 1. 17 to hit will miss. 6 will miss. 6 will miss. 15 will miss. These next 2 going at Jenny. 8 to hit and 10 to hit. I think they both miss her.
Both miss, yeah.
Amazing. Hanlon, you're up.
Okay. Hanlon, yeah, so he's trying to stay out of view a little bit, but I mean if we need to get onto the ship, we need to get onto the ship. So he's gonna slide on down here and then just rush this guy and try and repeat what Nergui did and just try and shove this guy into the water.
Amazing. Oh man, we got all the checks.
So
It's like get him out of combat.
17. You go to push him and he just sort of pushes you back.
yeah, that's fair. I am gonna have a bonus. So my suit's gonna go evasive maneuvers activated as I disengage, and then move back another 5 feet.
Amazing. Alrighty. Anything else for you?
That'll be it.
Amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and put Nixie in here. All right, Darby, you're up.
You got the right idea, landlubber! And is going to basically copy Hanlon and try and shove this thug this way
Okay.
into the wall
amazing.
top.
Into the water. All right. 15. Thug.
He can't be that strong, right?
13 is not that strong. It's
Encounter.
yoinked right in there with Travis.
Second attack, shoving this one.
Hell yeah. Yeah, can't.
Oh,
We'll send him
Nice.
another
Yeah,
5 back just for.
The exosuit steam powers out of the exosuit as just this big jumping pushes and just get him out of there and be like, "Right, they can't survive underwater." And that's the end of turn.
Amazing. It is Travis's turn. He
can
will
they?
come over to here and sort of use half of his movement to pull himself up and out of here. And
sure.
is going to go ahead and make some attacks here. We're going to do a long sword attack at Chef here and a boop. That'll miss. 21 to hit for 6 slashing on Chef.
Yep.
And is going to leave it there for now. Darb to Bard, you're up.
Is Chef okay? He just got hit for 6 and no, that was only 1. All right, anyway.
He doesn't. He's okay.
Yep.
I shout that in the middle of are you okay? That looked like it hurt. And then we're going to I think Darb is kind of picking up on the style of this group, and we're gonna play along. I'm gonna point my hand towards the red-haired baddie, Travis.
Yep.
Yeah, yep, Travis. It's what it is now. And I'm gonna point towards Travis, and we're gonna just put him out of the fight. I would like him to save. Oh no, there's no save. We just he gets to levitate now.
Oh, you're levitating him? Is that what that is?
Yes. Oh, it didn't link it.
I thought levitate was touch. Am I wrong? Or is it feet? Oh, 60 feet.
No, it's range, but
It's
it's
60
con save
feet.
if they're not willing.
Of your choice. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, con save DC 15.
Yeah, there we go. All right. But I'm pretty sure you got to go. Oh, unfortunate. It sort of feels himself.
I
as
would like
you're
to
sort of
cut that.
cutting words. Yep. You would.
So
I bet you
D6.
would. Oh, man. If this isn't a 4 or higher. Hey! His hair starts to go up, and the rest of me is like, no. What words cut him and make him lose his constitutional focus to stop?
Oh, well, actually, it wouldn't be any discernible words that could be heard. Once again, Darby is manipulating the vibrations of the universe to affect the physical change.
Oh, yeah. Anything else for you, Mr. Vibes?
I have movement.
Amazing.
I'm gonna hide behind the purple plasmoid and be done.
Okay. I'm gonna give him a little cloud. Nergui, what are you up to?
Hey, don't do that! And I shall light my sword and strike at this guy. Although that seems like such a crude thing to do. I really ought to just toss him down, but there's too many of them, and I'm just
What have you done?
I don't know. What have I done?
I don't know.
I don't know what that was. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong thing.
There we
wrong
go.
thing. Completely wrong
That'll hit. That'll absolutely hit. Is it this one up here at the top?
No, Travis.
Travis is floating in the air at the moment, so he's just out of reach.
Oh, so I wouldn't have done that. Okay, yes, anyways, so I shall use it on him.
Amazing.
You guys are hanging up on him.
Oh yeah. Alrighty. Anything else you do? Get it on the ship.
So I am actually going to hit him with an unarmed strike.
Okay.
And if that's not going to hit, never mind.
Okay.
And so then we are going to try hitting him again with an unarmed strike.
Okay. Oh, that'll just miss.
Okay, never mind. Hey, it's like, no, really, we can talk this out. This is not necessary. Totally not.
She says while punching them and slashing at them.
And I am going to move
necessary.
up.
Stop making me hit you. All right.
And I'm moving up to kind of sort of start to make a way that people can get past me.
Okay. as you do that, these thugs down here are just sort of like, there are screams behind you, and all of the voices that you heard and that young boy saying like, get to the docks, get to the docks. There's a stampede of people heading your way. And this guy is just like all of them are just saying like, I don't want to be a part of this. So they are going to go ahead and they're going to actually use their action to disengage, and they are going to jump into the water themselves, and they are going to try to get to the ship. And they are just abandoning their boss. So they are going to pull out this way.
As Darby had pushed them into the water, Darby looks at his hands, realizing that he now just pushed 4 of them in. I didn't know I was that powerful.
Phenomenal. All right. It is Nixie's turn. All right, girl. I'll never use the stat block. Nixie is going to just try and get through all of this. She doesn't want anything to do with this battle. She just wants to get to her ship. So she's going to use all 30 feet of her movement to head over. And then she's going to also dash to get as far up as she can to get onto the ship. Chef.
Well, I still got the guy in front of me here, as well as the one to the right.
Mhm.
So between our right and left. So to me and Jenny, we're going to attack. I'm going to attack this one right here.
Okay. The one right above you?
Yep.
11 will just hit for 8. 17 will absolutely hit for 9. And that is exactly, or that's more than you need to completely cut this guy. However you would like. How would you like to?
Oh, just a straight cut right across the chest to make him drop.
Amazing. And he does. No
Ugh.
problem. To the ground.
And then Jenny going to the one to the left.
Hell yeah. 12 will absolutely hit. To the left or to the right?
To the left.
To the left?
Yep.
Okay. Does she have 10-foot reach? So she'd have to move. That is
Yeah.
fine. She can absolutely move. I believe in
She's
her.
like right there on my shoulder.
Phenomenal. No problem. Anything else for you?
And that's it.
Amazing. It is these sets of thugs' turn, and they see their friends sort of getting in, and they see this dragon, and they see you. And these thugs are just going to go ahead and try to, they're going to try to boop you. All 2 of these are going at you. 7 to hit, 22 to hit for 5.
Yep.
And they are going to also run away after Nixie. You're welcome to make an op attack, both you and Nirgui, if you would like.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
26 will hit for sure for 6. Sort of slashing through his back. You hear him just like go forward a little bit from the force of the hit, but he's still moving.
And
Anything
can I use the reaction there for Jenny to
Hell yeah.
do
100%.
infuse the fire damage for Nergui?
Absolutely. Roll it.
1.
Damage is
Wow.
being- you
Yeah.
take those here.
I didn't know it would do that. Cool.
Some of the where your radiant damage just went through, you see it sort of die down for a moment, and then it burns and flares up a little bit more as Jenny sort of like pushes her little claws forward and sends out that fire. Hanlon, you're up.
All right. Seeing people starting to run onto the ship, Hanlon thinks that's a good idea because fighting is not what he's good at. So he's gonna start moving. His suit is gonna realize that he's sprinting, and suddenly his legs are gonna start moving faster as it's like a whirring sound in his suit. It's like a, and he starts running a little bit faster. And he's like, "Oh bloody hell, watch out!" And he comes slamming into this guy, and he's gonna accidentally try and shove him into the water.
Accidentally. Amazing. Love this
Yep.
for him.
Just
Right.
Mr. Magoo's his way through everything.
No problem. He gets pushed into the water easily enough. Anything else
Right.
for you?
That's his turn. Yeah.
Amazing. Darby, you're up.
We gotta go, Captain! I say to Dardabard. And he's going to
Huh.
here, and then it's going to continue here, and we'll kind of mid-run kind of pick up Hanlon to try to just carry forward, essentially, towards the ship.
Okay. Hanlon, would you like to be carried by a goldfish?
Look, he's not going to stop it. This guy seems okay so far.
Off we go.
He's a bit surprised, I'll say.
Okay. Amazing. And it is
You got a cool suit? I got a cool suit. We're friends.
it is Travis's turn, and he is still like wobbling in the air. I'm guessing he can try to save from it again, perhaps.
Don't believe so.
Think
I don't
so.
think
No.
so. You would think so, but nope. He's just there and he's mad. He's just screaming a bunch of profanities.
Yeah.
Hey, be nice.
I don't need to be a fine, upstanding member of the community. Ah!
So on my
Shove me
turn,
into the water.
since I can change their altitude 20 feet, I'm going to do that. They are now 40 feet up in the air. And while they are way up there, I will go ahead and use my action to dash and try to get closer to the ship.
I love how we're just leaving all these guys to die. I love this for us.
All
Anything
right.
else
Well,
you guys-
nope. That's it. I am done.
all right, Nirgui.
What do I perceive about this person?
Which person? Ping him again for me. Oh, that's right. I forgot.
This person looks different. So
That's okay. They
yeah.
can stay over there. They're just observing.
There's just a wandering monster, just like wandering through. Just sort of. Oh no, actually, I know. They're sort of looking at you and looking at the ship, and they're like, sort of point to themselves, point to you, point to themselves, point to you. Points to the ship. Points to himself.
So, would I be able to tell if this is a Githyanki?
You would, as a Geth, you would absolutely be able to tell.
It's gonna flip them off.
Are you a,
I, so,
is Nergui a Yankee or a Zeri?
very.
You are welcome to use your action to make it happen.
I'm going to. So what I'm going to do is I am going to move around this side. I'm going to tell Chef to get back over to the ship. I'm going to give this person kind of a dirty look, and I am going to, let's see, I've now moved 10 feet. I'm going to attack this guy with an unarmed attack.
Okay. That'll absolutely hit. Yeah, no problem.
And I want to make it a stunning strike.
Hell yeah. Constitution saving throw. 18.
He's not stunned. Oh, but I can hit him again.
18 will absolutely hit. Alrighty. So just clock them real good. Anything else
Yep.
for you?
Actually, I'll try and make that a stunning strike too.
Absolutely. Oh, that's slightly better.
Oh, forget this. Okay,
Clearly
your
sitting
constitution is too
33
good.
and he's just like in the zone, not getting stunned.
Yeah, so I am going to make one more strike.
Okay.
To try
Yeah,
and stun him
absolutely.
again.
Okay.
I'm just burning my key points here.
Why not? You're not going to do anything else. Ooh, 8.
Ah,
The guy is
he's stunned.
stunned.
Fine, he's stunned, and I am holding my saber defensively,
Okay.
and yeah, trying to,
Amazing.
yeah,
Alrighty.
guard the rear here. I have to wait
Okay.
until Chef moves before I can start backing up.
Amazing. These guys are going to use half of their movement to try to swim forward and try to just get closer to the ship. It's Nixie's turn. Nixie is going to use her movement to get onto the ship, and she's just going to call over to you all. And she's just saying, come on, anybody who wants to come, let's go. We got to go. We got to go. Not you. She points to the crime lord who's like still levitating, like not waiting for you. No. Chef.
All right. So seeing that, the guy's kind of like dazed in front of Nergui there, backing up and just keeping up the rear and defensive maneuvers to take the strike at the first person just tries to like get in between me and the rest of the party here.
Alrighty, absolutely, you can do that. And I did not roll this person into initiative, so let me do that real quick. Ugh, they rolled a 16. That's okay. Alrighty. It is the thugs' turn. So the thugs are pretty out of it at this point. There's one guy who's like trying to swim to the ship. It's like coming over here, begging Nixie to try to let him on board. And she's like, it's fine. We just got to go. Just don't try to murder us all in our sleep. It's fine. So this guy is going to come onto the ship and just like collapse onto the ship. This other one is dazed and that other one is dead. Hamlin.
Okay, so Hanlon is currently being carried by Darby. So as he's moving, he imagines that sort of the jostling and stuff like that ends up putting Hanlon's feet back on the ground, and as he does, he like kind of hits the ground running, and just kind of turns and just dashes onto the ship.
Okay. No problem. Darby.
Darby does the same.
Amazing. And then this Githyanki that's just here, just looking for a way off of this planet, will come up, use 30 feet of movement, and then we'll use a bonus action to astral step 60 feet. And then we'll use its action to come onto the ship for an additional 15 feet of movement. Just has their hands up, just looking for a way off of this planet. But does eye you very, very suspiciously, Nergui.
I don't make any move against her.
Okay.
Against them.
Travis is still floating. Love this for him. Darb to Bard.
Well, Travis can go up another 20 feet, and I'm going to dash onto the boat.
Amazing. All
So
right.
kind, keeping him out of reach of the vines, right?
Oh, of
Most
course.
time. All right. Nergui, what you doing?
Well, backing away. Oh no, I'm not completely because Chef. I'm only
go
going
around.
as far as Chef.
You can go around, Chef, if you're.
No,
you're
I'm not. I'm
Your mom. Okay.
defending. If anybody else looks like they're dropping if any of like these guys look like they're dropping their weapons and just moving, I won't prevent them. But
All right. The screams grow louder and louder, and you can start to see some astral blights coming up from the water. And it goes ahead and it gets 3 of these guys are dragged under the water, and you see steam coming up from the ocean. And Nixie just says, "We gotta go. You have 6 seconds to get up here. If you're not up here, I'm leaving you. We gotta go. This place is dying." All right, Chef, you got 6 seconds. What you doing?
Yep. I am at this point moving.
Okay.
So I take a dash action to get up onto the ship as quickly as possible.
Amazing. All right. And it's the thugs. They are, this one guy's up here and he's happy to be here. Hanlon's on the ship. Darby's on the ship. The Githyanki's on the ship. Travis, we're just waiting for Nergui.
I have 120 feet of movement. I'm on the ship.
Get up there. All right. As you do so, just skipping through everyone to try to get us going. Once all of you are there, you also see some additional folks who have come up and are just crawling onto the ship. These additional thugs also try to get themselves onto the ship. Nixie's just like, just get up here. Just get up here. You're pulling a bunch of folks on. And as they do so, the crystalline vine coils upwards, scraping the sky. From the harbor, you can see similar vines miles from the settlement, having burst out of the world and reaching skyward. As the moon dancer clears the harbor, Captain Nixie stamps her boot hard on the deck and looks over at Oratory and just says, "Oratory, take us up." And suddenly the galleon lists and creaks. And as it rises out of the water and into the air, the world falls away beneath you as the moon dancer flies through the clouds and into the starry abyss of night. And we're going to end it there.
Man.
What a thrilling start. Woohoo!
I know. Yeah. Well,
Light
thank
Exorcist
you all.
does not mess around.
For next
And
time.
hopefully I can rest a bit now because I used my last key point getting onto the ship.
Oh, you
For
would
next
think
time,
that, wouldn't
we-
you?
we can't all be the rear guard, okay? If we're retreating, there's gotta be at least most of us retreat.
I ran.
Well,
Maybe
It's just
we'll
like,
get a
I'm
rest.
ready for
I don't
anybody
know.
coming up, and then
I can run
then
circles
you're
around
like,
everybody.
I'm ready for whenever anybody's coming up. Like, we gotta go.
So, yeah.
Well, I hope you all had fun. I know I did. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you hit that follow button. If you haven't already, join us in the Discord. That's where we hang out all through the week. That's where you need to be if you want to get involved and play yourself. And hopefully I see you next week. We'll be playing this game every Sunday at 7 Eastern. So
Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Saturday. That's right. It is Saturday. That was a prank. You all passed. Good job. Another test.
Early
All right.
Aprils.
Yep. It is April 1st today. It's not, but when you watch the video, it could be. It's that one person who clicks on this video on April the 1st. You gotta. I'm talking to you. All right, anyway, this is fun. Goodbye.